Hey, welcome to another Flights with Joel. This is Joel, hence the name. And today, I'm in Prepar3d version 4.5 in the Milviz 407. And someone asked me if I'd ever done a cold and dark start, which I swear that I have. So, I'm gonna fly a little bit, park it in a nice spot not far from here. This is the ORBX Orlando scenery, and not very far away, it's a nice little helipad. That annoying noise is the centered warning. Whenever your cyclic isn't centered in this helicopter, it gives you that warning. So, here we go. This airport has a couple of ORBX enhancements. It's big and empty because my traffic is turned down so that I can get decent frame rates. So this is the Orlando scenery. I'm going to do a whole nother video just on this. Man, I'll be checking this out. But just a quick little helicopter flight from Orlando International. I believe that's where I was. Is a company we who fly Prepar3d know well. So I'm following the roads here. I'm looking for some visual flight references. Okay, off in the distance I'm seeing a great big patch of dirt. It's the first thing I'm looking for, and these freeways that are crossing below me. Kind of the second thing I'm looking for. I am flying with track IR. So that's why the head movement is can be a little tricky. I'm trying to keep it smooth, keep it slow. So what I'm looking for is just up ahead, just ahead of me on the nose of this aircraft, which I'll probably fly by again when I do the Orlando video. That is Lockheed Martin. They actually have a lot of buildings around here when I looked on a map. So it took me a while to find this. Pretty sure though, that area right up there, which is encircled by its own kind of private road, that is Lockheed Martin, right there. And I found a spot just south of Lockheed Martin. The helipad, which I'm guessing is maybe some executive offices. There's the helipad, and someone needs to cut down some trees. There aren't any trees at all as far as Google satellite can see. All these trees I'm going by are way back, 30, 40 feet away. So these all need to be cut down. That looks a lot like the Google map though. That's a lot like the image looks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut it down. So I start cold and dark. So I'm going to start from a cold and dark state by shutting it down myself. So let's see. I can shut everything off really but the fuel and battery. What am I looking for? Let's see. Oh, lights. Don't need all the lights on. I can't find what I'm looking for. Well, let's roll this down. Now you're supposed to roll it down to about 60% and leave it for a minute or two. And that is because of the transmission. See, so the rotor's not coming down. Rotor's not coming down, which is weird. So I'm just going to move. You can't see it in the animation, but I moved the cyclic up and down a bit, and that brought the rotor down. For some reason the animation in the cockpit is not matching up to what I'm doing. And now I shut it off and I get the annoying horn. Sorry about that. I'm going to turn that down in the video so it's not so annoying. But that shouldn't be going like that. It should have stopped. Now I got it to stop. Sometimes you got to do a lot of fooling around. Oh, that's the generator off. Lights, avionics off. More avionics off. Fuel pumps off. This fuel off. And the battery off. I leave the hydraulics on because I'm not sure why people turn it off, but it's optional. So now it's going to shut down. I needed the rotor to get to 40 to use the rotor brake. It's not doing it, so I'm going to move the cyclic again. There we go. That slows it down. Yeah, that helps a lot. Use the rotor brake now. And that stops it very quickly. The problem we have is the rotor animation and the sounds indicate it's still running. The tail rotor doesn't stop. So this should be all shut down, but it's really not. Started, I just need these two things and that, and the battery. Now I need this fuel right here. And it should start. Turn the fuel on just a little bit. Hit this button for 3 seconds. And I have it starting up. Now the rotor isn't coming along with the engine. And I'm getting this annoying buzz again. And as you can see, no rotor animation. No rotor. No indicated rotor, and it doesn't seem to be turning outside. That is the gen fail light. So hit the generator. Hit the avionics, hit the light, avionics master. All the switches I need, the external lights. Didn't hit the avionics master. There we go. Come on. That's it. Hydraulics is already on. Low RPM because I haven't turned it up yet. Now, by the sound of it, and by every indication, it has started. So I'm going to start it up. Low RPM warning is out. Try and get the cyclic centered Sometimes it doesn't want to do that. And as you can see, it sounds like it's running, except for the rotor animation, it's running. I have loosened the spring on my cyclic, on my controller, that's why the cyclic doesn't center. But it is running, it's just the animation is bad. But it did start, so technically I did get it to start. So now I'm going to change to one that I set as cold and dark in the Milviz configurator. So this one, November 315 Romeo Romeo, I set to cold and dark, so it is in the position it's supposed to be, and I can move the cyclic around and the rotors move. I think that's cool. I love a lot of the aspects of this aircraft. I'm going to confess, I am not big on starts, because if I was, I would switch to Aerofly or one of the other simulators. So now I'm going to start it here. One, two, three. Nothing. Battery's on, fuel pumps are on. I move the cyclic around to see if that'll make a difference. Nothing. So it's true, from a cold and start condition, it doesn't want to start. Fuel's on. There it goes. Now what made the difference? I have no idea, but notice this. The gauges aren't moving. Nothing's moving on the gauges. It's not actually starting. It's still making a horrible alarm sound. Not starting. It sounds like it's starting. No movement of the rotors. No movement of the gauges. And it stopped. Try turning the FEDEC on and off. Nope. Now I selected the R66 because every time I select it, it's already shut down. So I'm going to go back to the 407. It's just randomly. That didn't work either. It just was started. I was hoping I would jump in here and it would be shut down, but it didn't work. So now I have reloaded the ship, shut it down, restarted it, back at the airport in November 315 that's cold and dark. Try the start again. Well, all the switches make noise. All the clicks are correct. Turn this down. Nothing. There it goes. There it goes. Now it's starting. Oh my gosh, I did it! Here's what I did. I hit Control E. Control E. Which, in Prepar3d, as in FFX, is the engine start. Now I'm just finishing up the sequence. It started, it didn't turn everything on. But it got the engine going. There are very few aircraft that I have found, helicopters, I'm sorry, all the aircraft, not all, some of the aircraft work, not all. The Huey, by the same company as these guys, does a nice engine startup. It's always worked. The 530 sometimes works. I've gotten it to work now with the updated version of the 530. That starts most of the time. This guy, well, Control E. Not quite giving up yet though. So I needed a break from all that helicopter startup, so I decided to do a lap in this little aircraft. It's a great flyer. This thing's really fun. Also wanted to show that I can fly planes. And there's another reason for this. Once I get this squeaker done. Ah, there we go. It's actually my first landing in a long time in an airplane, so I thought it was pretty good. So I gave myself, what, 1.5 mile runway. And because this is an aircraft that came with Prepar3d, I'm going to try shutting this down to see if that makes any difference. And then switching back to the 407. Now the engine's down. Turn all these little buttons off. Turn everything off. Power off. And let's turn the key off. If I can get it to work. This is tricky. Always goes the wrong way on me. Okay. Cold and dark. Ready to start. It's acting different. This is worse than before. Nothing. Not even an indicated start. Nothing. Oh, there goes something. Ah, Control E again. I do have one last trick up my sleeve. One last try. So now, I've got a new paint job here. And I'm going to try this one more time. Oh, I meant to open my door. That is the passenger door. Jump inside. Let's open my door because it's hot here in Orlando. It's hot and humid. Hot and humid. My chair's creaking. Hope that's not too loud on the recording. So we hit the fuel boost pumps. We go to the battery. Turn that on. Nice pleasant little alarm. Gauges go to 0. Check the collective. Fuel on. Bring the fuel to idle. Hit the starter. 1, 2, there it is. I've got to start. Here it coming up. I'm still moving the collective a little bit to get it to catch. This happens in a lot of the Prepar3d aircraft. Helicopters, not aircraft. Helicopters. And we have a start. Here come the blades. Rotor coming up. Power coming up. This should be idling at about 60. Close the passenger door. Gen on. Instruments on. Avionics on. Lights as needed. I'm sure by now you have figured out this is the Nemeth Design 407. One thing it does is it will do a start. I have another review on this aircraft. I wouldn't recommend it or discourage anyone from buying it. Either way, I like it. The flight dynamics are completely different than the Nemeth Designs one. They both look very nice. They both have their little quirks. But if you like doing startups and shutdowns, this one seems to do it with a little effort. Thank you so much for watching. This has been another Flights with Joel. Be back with more Orlando soon. For now, I'm just going to fly this little thing.